Hello lovely Leos, how are we? Hope you're doing well. This is your reading for October with me, Lorian. Thank you so much for joining me. It's going to be a pleasure to read for you, I can tell. So we're going to be using the Enchanted Tarot, which is slightly larger than normal tarot, as you may be able to see. So that's why I'm shuffling it a little bit differently. But no less, they're very powerful cards. Hello. And we're going to be seeing what information we can get for you this October. This is a general reading for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising. Okay, so what do we have first? I don't do reversals, by the way, so if I turn them around, that's why. Okay, Five of Wands. Ooh, the Lovers. Interesting. I know some people, actually some Leo friends, who will be like, oh, really? Okay, and we have the Sun. Beautiful. Move that out of the way. We have the Emperor. We have the Moon. Wow. Okay, and we have the Magician. And at the bottom, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay. You have incredibly interesting cards. Actually, I'll put you down there. And all of them are major arcanas, and they're very, very strong. So, as I said before, this is just a general reading. If you have personal questions, they might be better answered in a private reading with me, and the link as to how to get one is below. But let's just double check and see what this has to say for you guys. Okay, so there's definitely an element of strength here, even though the strength card isn't present, it doesn't matter. This is very much about having that vulnerability, I was going to say, that kind of sense of making that your strength. And that may seem a little bit backward to a Leo, but hear me out. So, all the Leos I've known, they have been very loving. They have loved very intensely. And a lot of it is for other people, and it's not for themselves. So the vulnerability of love and caring for somebody, you can be ferocious and very protective. That's not a bad thing. But you need to turn that vulnerability to yourself. That sort of, I'm going to put myself in the firing line and be vulnerable protecting my loved ones. You need to put that as to, I'm going to be protecting myself and be vulnerable protecting myself. That is very important for you this month. I think that there's a lot of growth coming through here. I mean, the Five of Wands, not ideal. There will be some disagreements, there will be some family issues. Sometimes it's even people in the family wanting to drag you into drama that has nothing to do with you, but they just want you along for the ride. And to some Leos, I'm not saying all, but to some Leos, you would do that normally. You would go, right, okay, who's this? Who's telling my cousin that they're bint or something? So you need to pick your battles and don't fight others for them. Because you do have the Emperor here. Now it could be to do with a mentorship or some father figure or about a father figure within your kind of area. But I also feel like it could be your desire to feel very much having a structure or a regulation, and you could be rebelling against that feeling of I need structure, I need, authority. You could be rebelling against your job, your managers, a mentor, the education system, going, I do not want to. You could be having an argument with people. It could be an argument with law enforcement. It could be an argument with I don't know, taxman or your managers or something like that. It could be that you're just sick of them and you don't want a normal job. You don't want a normal job anymore, or you don't want to have to answer to people anymore, or the people that you're answering to at the moment are just being stupid. So it could be that as well. It could also be that you're having arguments with your father. So I think that a lot of this is to do with how you are moving towards your own sense of self. And sorry if I just sounded distracted, it's because a cat walked in that's not mine. Okay, so you're here for the Leo reading, are you? Okay. So there's a lot coming in here that's very much about growth, very much about how you feel as a person, and you're challenging stereotypes, you're challenging your position. That's a natural progression, I think. October is a very spiritual month. We've got Libra, which is about your justice and finding your balance, but also at the end we hit Scorpio season, and that is very spooky. And as a Scorpio, I enjoy it very much. But for you, it may be just about feeling that inner power and feeling that connection as to what you are and are not willing to accept. So we're already going into that now, and I think that that's going to come in for you in a good way, but potentially sometimes it could be in a negative capacity. So just feel like you can maneuver it a little bit better. You also have the Lovers, so this is about relationships. For some of you, you may go, oh crap, I've just said I don't want a relationship, or I don't need to focus on the one I've got, I'm just fine with it. This is not always about a relationship. This is mostly about your personal beliefs and your values in yourself. And to be honest, when it's paired with the moon, this could be about the femininity. So the moon is very much the feminine, the sun is the masculine, but it's about your subconscious mind. Is there something about relationships in the past that you need to heal? Is there something about things that have progressed before that you're now wondering whether there's a way to balance it? I mean, for me, let me just have a look at their interpretation of this card. Okay, so for me, this is about maybe you here daydreaming about what your love could be, and the moon is about fantasy and illusion and imagination. So you could be manifesting your ideal relationship, or it could be that you are fantasizing about how you want to feel in a relationship. This is where it gets a bit complicated, but you do not need a relationship to feel wonderful. You should feel wonderful and then be in a relationship. That's my thing. But the relationship should be the cherry on top of your already beautiful life cake. It should not be the cake itself. You should not put all your self-worth and all your dreams and everything into a relationship, because it just feels like you need something separate. It could also be that there's something within a relationship that isn't quite right, and your subconscious is trying to tell you. And I think for a lot of you who are more on the spiritual mediumship kind of intuitive side, this is something that's saying that there's a past life connection wanting to talk to you. So just be mindful in meditations as to opening that channel so that maybe you can get some information from a soulmate or a soul family person who wants to just give you a heads up about something. So that's just one thing. And then we have the sun, which is about freedom, basically. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, I'd imagine that this is your summer coming up. But this is basically about feeling freer than you have in a while. And I do feel that there's a lot of enlightenment and assurance and vitality coming in. And the fact that you have the Magician also alongside it is really strong. So the Magician, to me, symbolizes action and your power and your concentration and your manifestation. So again, with this, you could be manifesting a partnership that's not even romantic. And here again, it's like using your universal talent to get what you need. There's a lot of patience here as well, but I do feel there's a lot of freedom, a lot of gratefulness, feeling like you have been reborn in many ways, but also the fact that you can manipulate matter. And that's not a manipulation in a negative sense. It's like in the, if you manipulate glass into looking like a pattern or something, that's the kind of thing that I feel here. I mean, even if you can see that he's manipulating this matter here, so that's sort of like it's telling you that you can concentrate, you can move things, you can do things that maybe you forgot how to do. It's just settling your mind. It's just not being as fractured and all over the place like here. Maybe after you've had this talking to somebody, maybe after you've reaffirmed what you do and do not want, you can then move on and actually get an answer. But at the bottom of it all, it's kind of saying that you have too many responsibilities, too much to do, too many things going on in yourself and around things and stuff like that. Sorry, the cat that is not mine just decided to jump up and knock the camera. So there we go. But this is something that seems to be, you know, something that you can really achieve, something that you feel good about, something that you can really understand and nurture within yourself if you get rid of so many pressures from other people and things that you've taken on board. And oh, I want to do this but I've done that, oh, and I can't do this, and oh, what about this, and what about this, oh no, I need to do this. And it's like you're panicked about something, but actually, interestingly enough, you do have the Six of Swords here, so this is about you moving into a new pattern and feeling a lot better than you do already. So very much you are moving forwards. Let's just see what this one has to say. For Leo, please. For October 2018, what's coming up for Leo? What 2018 we would like to know. Whoops. Okay. Nurture. As you nurture your child, or a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. If you don't have a kid or know anybody who has a kid, doesn't matter. This is basically about letting that inner you, that young person who had all the dreams in the world, maybe have some say in your next decisions, and maybe talk to them about what you want to achieve. Maybe you just need to reflect on, you know, the innocent adventures that you wanted to have as a kid, and you know, all that sort of stuff, and then maybe do it now. You know, and I think that it is about maybe nurturing anything and healing anything that happened to you as a child, so that you can overcome that. Again, it may be to do with father issues. It may be something to do with, you know, issues that you had when you were younger that stem from family arguments and stuff. But I honestly believe that there's a lot going on for you that is about growth, and it's about love and compassion for yourself. So again, it's focusing on yourself, not fighting everybody else's battles, leaving that alone, and just moving on to, you know, defend yourself and grow for your own sake. But I hope this helps you, Leo. Do let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And also, if you want to, you know, have a private reading with me to answer some questions, do click on the link in the description box. But thank you so much for everybody so far who has subscribed and shared their stories. I really do love hearing from you. But in the meantime, I'll love you and leave you. Have the very best of months, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.